Fallout 4, the FreeFall armor, no jetpack required, AA gamer for life. Okay, with all kind of glitch type of things, they're only as good as long as Bethesda doesn't say, hey, you guys ain't going to do this no more, and they fix that shit. And my reason for being at the Mass Fusion building was to get the Tesla book magazine. And said something about the glass floor, this and that. Now, as you can see, this place is empty because I've been here many levels ago. I'm a level 79, 80 or whatever. And this place would be filled up with gunners, raiders. I think they're gunners. Anyway, you fight your way through here. My purpose for being here was to get the strength bottlehead. Okay, so that's why this building is empty, and it's also a good payday as far as a bunch of loot and all that kind of stuff. But as you can see, this place is empty, and then as I researched this thing, I found this thing called FreeFall armor, and I never knew anything about it. And then as I researched it, they were saying you needed a jetpack to do it, and then I came across some video where this guy did it without it. Now he must have completed the quest because he had people up in here, and he actually took the elevators up to the glass floor. And I'm not at that point, and I was like, I wonder if I could use this little trick of his to climb up the elevator chute here. I would recommend, if you had a companion, to tell him to wait somewhere out in the main floor so he's not in here running around. But basically, you lift up this trash can, and I don't know why, this is just what this dude picked up, and he said it seemed to work. He said he tried different items, and it didn't work. So I figured, hey, my main focus, like I said, for being here was to get that damn magazine. So I was wondering, once I got the FreeFall armor, if I could jump through the upper levels and get to the magazine without completing the quest. Because excuse me, I don't have a whole lot of energy weapons, but I just wanted to collect the magazine because I'm getting them all. And that's like one of the last ones. And the bottom line is, you're not going to get that magazine till after you do this quest or during this quest. So at some point, I'm starting to walk up this thing,
What the hell?
and if if the momentum stops or whatever, you're gonna come back down. So that's why you saw me save it right before getting up here, and that's definitely a thing you want to do. Make sure you save the game before you start to do the climb up the wall. And again, it's a glitch, and glitches are only good until the developers decides to jack you on it. But nevertheless, I was able to get up to the glass floor, and that's basically our halfway point. Now, I'm not, this took me a bit because one, I saw where the room was, but then I forgot, so I had to go back and kind of get an idea. So what I do is, once I see the glass floor, I come in, I drop down here because we can't take that elevator tube all the way up. Alright, so I get up here, I get my health all filled up, and I'm going to save the game again. And I cut out all the failed attempts, so basically you're just going to see the one where I actually make it. And I don't know, it just seemed like my control was a little bit better if I had a gun already equipped. The guy I saw do it, he didn't have a weapon equipped. But I tried doing it with the weapon unequipped, and I don't know, it seemed like my guy was kind of squirrely. It was hard to keep control as I was going up the wall. But he seemed to be able to climb the wall a little bit easier without the weapon equipped. But when I did it, I did able to get up and down the wall a little bit easier, but my guy was going left to right. I couldn't keep him steady. Alright, so that's where we're headed. And as it turns out, there's no way to get the magazine, but you can get the FreeFall armor with this little thing that we got going on here. Again, this glitch is only good until Bethesda decides to jack you on it. And as far as the jetpack goes, if you are a power armor person and you got the perks that you need to make the jetpack, then that's definitely an option you can do, and you don't have to do this little climbing the wall trick. But I don't have a jetpack, and I don't have those perks into that area. So as you're climbing, I can see that I'm at the top of the elevator shaft. And I figured I'd have to jump off and reload again, but I just keep picking it up, and I decided to do it. But once you get to the top of the elevator shaft, you want to start working your way around to the left, and we got to basically circle this whole area. So I get back on, and I'm going up, and you just start cross over the wall, keep crossing, get to this other wall here, and just go up and just stay this, and then eventually you're going to hit the room. There you go. Just get in this corner, just keep going, and then bam, you're in the room. And this is it. This is where you got a safe. Even if you don't have any points towards the lockpick, it's a novelist type of lock, so you're not going to have any problem lockpicking it. So that's a nice thing. And I would imagine that your jetpack would probably have to be upgraded. I don't know anything about the jetpack as far as that. The few things I've heard that you have to have, like your AP points need to be maxed out, and quite a few fusion cores. And I don't know, man. It'd be a good leap to get up here. So I imagine you'd have to look for every nook and cranny to kind of get up there. But as long as this glitch doesn't get fixed, you can get the FreeFall armor like that. Now the thing is it needed? I mean, there's times where you're definitely high enough where you could need it, you know, but the armor that I got on is like the armor that I pretty much like. I haven't really found anything that I want to change, but they don't weigh all that much. You put it like another 15 pounds into your weight, and you could just probably leave them in your inventory, and then if you wind up on top of a high building, you have to equip them. Okay, now I took the time and just did one at a time because the guy I saw do it said he wasn't sure if you could do one leg or not, or not, and I tried it. Okay, so either leg doesn't work. They both have to be equipped. Now that little cubby hole over there, I'm like, I wonder if that can get me to my Tesla bug. And bottom line, you ain't getting that damn magazine until you do the mission. So it's just that simple. But still pretty determined to see what was in that little cubby. So, like I was saying, I'm not a power armor person. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. And the thing about Fallout 4, it's all about gamer's choice, you know. You want to be a melee person, there's plenty of there. If you want to be a sneak person, you can do that. You want to be, a tank with power armor, you can do that. So that's the upside to the game. But for me personally, it just isn't my cup of tea. So I don't have the power armor. I've never put it on since the very beginning when we do the Concord thing. It's sitting in Sanctuary, and I've found multiple suits of power armor all over the place. So many that I can't really think of all the places. I mean, I found one out in the Glowing Sea. Like, how the hell did power armor find its way out there? And then you got the Atomic Cats. They got all kinds of cool mods for them and that kind of thing. So anyway, what I decided to do was I wanted to put a little effort into the jetpack because I was kind of curious about it. I didn't really know. I knew it was in the game. I didn't know exactly what you had to do to get it. And the thing is like the Atomic Cats or whatever and Brotherhood of Steel, I thought it was like maybe a mission you had to do to unlock it or whatever, but you have to craft it, and basically you need to have the perk points. I can't remember the one perk where you upgrade your armored, or whatever it's called. I don't really remember the name, but anyway, you have to have all 4 perks there, and then your science needs to be all leveled out too. So the thing is I'm not an energy person, and I just had to put my perk points where I felt I needed them. Alright, so from this point on, that pretty much just wraps up the FreeFall armor, and you saw me get into that one room. But just for my own thing, I've already wasted an hour or more out in here, so I'm going to take the time to look at the upper levels, and what winds up happening is all the doors are locked with a key. And that key is available once you do the mission. When you do the mission, whether you're the Brotherhood of Steel or the Institute, now I can't really comment about the Brotherhood of Steel. I'm assuming it's probably the same deal. But for the Institute, you basically you transport right to the rooftop and you fight your way down. And this is the point in the game where you're going to make an enemy of the Brotherhood of Steel, but I'm just not ready to do that yet. Like I said, I just wanted the damn Tesla magazine so I could complete my collection. But unfortunately, like I mentioned, you're not going to get that till you do that mission. So just to be on my own curiosity, I couldn't get to the very upper level, so I threw the trash can all the way down. And I knew once I got to the top of the elevator shaft, this was like the last floor, or whatever you want to call this, before there was no other areas up here. So I used the can to get up to this point, and then when I got the FreeFall armor on, I'm just going to jump down from level to level and kind of check the doors, and all the access are basically denied. There's one door that you can get in. There's some general loot in there, but there's nothing of real interest in there. So I made my bones. I'm not going to get that last Tesla magazine until I do this mission, and that's going to be a little bit. I just recently got to level 82, but I've been kind of doing different things. I'm kind of doing stuff for the railroad, and I'm doing all the stuff I can before I have to make my choice which way I'm going to go. Okay, with the game, kind of like Fallout New Vegas, they're making you pick a path where you got to choose one side, and whichever side you decide to choose is going to be pissing off somebody. So if I stick with the Institute, I'm going to be pissing off the Brotherhood of Steel, and obviously they want you to kill off the railroad as well. And then if I was reading right, I guess there's a way where you could tell them to take off and still keep them as an ally. But anyway, this is the mass fusion building. Like I said, you can't access this stuff until we do the mission. But if you want the FreeFall armor, I just hooked you up with it.